Guys, what's up? It's Joe Ready from Rady's Rides. We are here in a new filming spot location because guess what? We have something that's been redesigned and is new for 2025. It's this vehicle right here. It's actually a 2025.5. That's what it says on the window sticker. This is that redesigned Volvo XC90 T8 Ultra trim. But before we get into this long-standing nameplate within the Volvo lineup, let's talk about what's going on here. So Volvo's making some changes. They're eliminating some models, and then they decided to bring some changes to their long-standing models. Now, the nice thing about this vehicle is that it's a plug-in electric hybrid. So you're really getting the best of both worlds. And I really think that more brands are going to be bringing more plug-in electric hybrids because of the shift that we're seeing with people sort of stepping back a little bit from full-out EVs. Now, what's great about this Volvo XC90 is not only are you getting some changes on the outside, but wait until I show you the interior, especially with this top trim to bring things like massage seats. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a mid-size 3-row crossover SUV that has luxury, it's got a unique look to it, do you go this route with the XC90 or do you go with the Audi Q7? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our Volvo and find out. Right off the bat, the overall dimensions and proportions are still there, but you definitely could see some different style. At the front of the business, we have that signature Thor's hammer daytime running lamp, full LED, new LED headlights. And then working our way down, they decided to go more the decorative route. And I'm gonna have to zonk it. So you have this fake vent here. Would have been nice to have some LED fog lamps or some functionality to it. And because this is the top luxury trim, the Ultra trim, they bring a little bit of vertical, shiny, bright metal style work to the front end. But I do like the way that they have that fender flare painted on that corner there. Gives it a nice little kind of extra sportiness to the overall luxury style of this SUV. Now, as we come across the updated front grille, I'm really digging it. I like the crisscross grille design with that iconic Volvo badge. You do have a forward-facing camera. And then working our way down, we do have functionality in the center. And you have a little bit of functionality actually on the right corner here for extra airflow for the heat exchangers, because this is not only a plug-in electric hybrid, but it is turbocharged and electrically supercharged as well. So you're getting a lot of technology when it comes to what you could find in the engine compartment. Now, other than that, even with the changes, you still can tell it's a Volvo. I do like the way that they did the grille design. Let me know if you're okay with the shiny, bright style metalwork, and they have a little bit on the lower lip as well. Now, as we rise up, you got that smooth bend to the hood, very seamless, and then everything flows nicely into the windshield. As we come around the bend, of course, we're gonna have some new wheels, and what you're gonna have are these 21-inch wheels, machined aluminum with the gloss black, multi-spoke design. Tires are gonna be 275 on the width, so they're kind of nice, beefy width on the tire. 40 series sidewall. We do have active, adaptive air ride suspension. And it's wild because when you park this vehicle, you actually can hear and see it lower. But let me know what you think about the wheels with our particular XC90. Another nice thing is, like I said, it's painted all the way around, especially in this new color, looking fantastic. Now, you do have your charge port door if you want to charge the plug-in electric hybrid, or you could actually charge the battery while you drive it as well. So you do get the best of both worlds. You do have power folding mirrors that are color matched with our LED turn signals, bright shiny metalwork top and bottom around the window frame openings, and the bright silver finish to those roof rails, even some sprinkling of the chrome style trim to the side. It is that luxury spec. They do have other trims where it's sportier, where things are blacked out. But let me know if you're okay you know, I think for the type of vehicle it is, it works. With the darker color, having some bright accents, I'm okay with it. Of course, you're gonna have all-wheel drive. And then working our way towards the rear, nice size quarter window with that trim flared out. We spin it around the back, it's almost perfect. You got a long roof spoiler. My one zonk is I would like to see this wiper tucked underneath that roof spoiler. That would really just clean up the back of this Volvo. Love the very clean badging. You got your XC90. And then like I said, this is the T8 plug-in hybrid with the all-wheel drive. It's all on the badge. Working our way down to ground level, just like we started off. You have a little bit of that chrome style trim. Everything else is painted. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about power of this SUV. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. I also put the hazards on so you can see those Thor's hammers illuminate. Underneath the hood, nothing exciting to look at, but definitely something exciting to talk about. What do we got going on? It's a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 with the electric motor paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It does use an 18.8 kilowatt lithium-ion battery pack. Here's the kicker: 455 horsepower, 523 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in about 5.1 seconds. The vehicle weighs 5,050 pounds. Here's the other big piece of news: combined MPGEs 58, and you could drive this car 33 miles on pure EV. No use of gasoline, and it could tow up to 5,000 pounds. So very, very interesting setup on the engine, being a plug-in hybrid, especially when we're talking about the Audi Q7 or the SQ7. Very, very unique, interesting setup. Another vehicle, of course, you could compare this to is the Lexus TX, and they have a hybrid version of that vehicle. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and see this Volvo move. All right, guys, we're behind the wheel of this 2025 and a half Volvo XC90, that T8 plug-in electric hybrid. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I can't believe this is a Volvo. I like the changes that they made to it. How much is it? So the way that this one is optioned, being the top trim, the ultra trim, you're looking at MSRP of $88,600. Quite a bit of money, but this is that luxury mid-size crossover class. Plus, it's got a lot of technology. Let's see what changes are in store for the interior. To the door panels, absolutely love what they did. You have the soft touch up top with the contrast stitching. We have the Bowers & Wilkins premium sound system with those beautiful aluminum speaker grille covers. 3 memory seat settings for the passenger and the driver. And you'll notice that nice whitewash wood, open pore wood. I'm not a real big tan interior person, but it does work in this Volvo. The door pocket is on the tighter side, maybe just a 1-pound bag of Swedish fish, and you could get a nice large container of Swiss Miss chocolate milk to wash it all down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, love the materials. It's all renewable fixtures on the interior, especially with the way they did the dash. More of that open pore wood. Be careful when you're rubbing your wood. You don't want to get a splinter. And then slide on in, all new infotainment system. It's portrait style. The old one was 9 inches. Now we have 11 inches. You got your full suite of Google apps, the maps, the assistant, the whole 9 yards. I could bring up drive modes very easily. There's your different modes. We're gonna go full power. You'll wait and see when we go 0 to 60 in right around 5 seconds. The cool thing is with this being a plug-in electric hybrid, like I told you, you could actually charge the battery pack with the engine while you're driving, and then what you could do is you could actually hold it and save it for when you want to use it. Or you could just plug it in when you get home. It's up to you. You got the Creep feature. Love Radiohead, and I love that song Creep, man. It's one of the best. Steering feel, you can make those adjustments very easily. AC controls, everything is in the screen. So let me know how you feel about it. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually not that complicated. Of course, we got all of our different apps. You got wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You could do the air quality, and it'll tell you what your air quality is. Right now, we're good, so thank God, because I'd be choking right now. And then you can even watch YouTube on this. So really nice the way they have that technology. Now, when it comes to seats, 3 stages of heated, 3 stages of ventilated, and 3 stages of heated seats. Plus, on top of that, you do have massage seats. So really, really nice to have all that great technology in the seats. But let me know how you feel about it all being in the screen. Let me throw it into reverse here. Backup camera, very clear resolution, and they did a better job of sharing the information very, very nicely. And the great news is that you can make adjustments. You could see out the side, so you're not scraping your 21-inch wheels. You could come right back home. We could pull up our camera. Look at that. The reason why this isn't the black hole of the universe, that's just where Steven is standing because we have the door open. That's why it's like that. And we're right back where we started. Real volume knob. You have wireless charging. This dark crystal is your shifter for the 8-speed automatic. You got your little twist start stop to start this thing up. Your open pour wood. Slide it back. You got 2 cup holders. Slide it back forward. I love all the stitching. Look at that. Open this up. Uh-oh. We got our radar detector. Make sure you get a radar detector to protect yourself. 2 USB-Cs. There's literally just enough room for a radar detector in there, so don't plan on keeping any snacks in there. Seats, I love the design of the headrest, nice and thin. The reason why they do this is so that you can see behind you very easily. That's why they do that. Love the quality of the materials. Full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. We have Alcantara on the headliner and the A-pillars. And the A-pillars have more sound deadening material because we also have laminated glass to help keep a quieter environment on the interior. Slide that power shade back. You got your panoramic sunroof. Real easy to operate. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel in this updated Volvo. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. One thing I want to point out is I like how wide the front door opens. Really nice to get in and out. You have your aluminum sill plate, illuminates Volvo at night. There's all your seat controls, easy to get to. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here, plenty. Steering wheel, you got your leather. I hate the horn button. It just doesn't match the rest of the beautiful interior. Where's my stitching? Where's my niceties to it? Gloss black on the switchgear means you're gonna have a lot of fingerprints and smudges. You do have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, which is also surprising, but you have a nice 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. I like the way you could, quiet it up and make it just simple with the graphics, or you could bring more information. It's really up to you on how much information you wanna bring. And then on top of that, you have a nice large head-up display. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the mid-row and see how your passengers are going to be pampered, like Pampered Chef, in that Volvo XC90. All right, guys, mid-row time and third row time. What you're going to find is you get these nice captain's chairs. And this has got to be the best captain's chair armrest I've ever seen. Nice and beefy for a human arm, and you could swing it up right away, right out of the way. And then look at this, it even has a cup holder built in. How freaking smart is that? Wow. Love that. Definitely the Swedish chef came up with that. Really, really smart. Now on the back of the seats, next to it, you do have in the frame your AC vent, which is great. More of that Alcantara. I can't do it. These cargo nets, I just don't like the way they do that. You put like a Swedish knife in there, it's gonna slice right through it. Or if you had some nice Swedish chocolate, it's gonna get all ruined. So I'm gonna zonk that. You do have your AC controls, easy to get to. You can lock it or unlock it. It's dual climate as well. Heated seats, but no ventilated seats in the mid-row. Open this little guy, you got 2 USB-Cs, 2 cup holders down below. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm really, really thinking that these seats are super comfortable. You can recline them, and look at that. When you recline them, the bottom portion moves a little bit too. I like that. You can put the sunshade up. Nice manual shades there. And then you could also slide them as well, which is great. But we're gonna do this. Steven didn't want to do it, but I like to do things that Steven doesn't want to do. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how we move the seat forward. Look at this. Boop, boop, boop. Move it forward. Now I'm gonna squeeze my booty into this third row. And you know what? It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's actually more spacious than a Q7. You got AC vents back here. I do like the way you got these little cubbies. You can fill this up with good and plenty, maybe some Mike and Ikes. You got the air purifier doing its thing, so it doesn't stink back here when you fart. And the seats do look like jump seats out of a plane, but I don't know, they're working for me. I just wish they would recline a little bit. Just wish they would recline. They come up, but they don't want to go back. But other than that, I mean, I wouldn't want to spend all day back here, but it's not too shabby. Let's get into the cargo area though, because I want to take you for a spin in this XC90. All right, guys, time to get in the cargo area. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Hit the button. Nice electric assist. With the third row up, you don't have a ton of room, but it's usable. It's 12.57 cubic feet of space. We're going to fold this back row down, and it actually goes down manually, which is nice. So you just lift up, and you kind of push. Lift up, and you push. That's going to give us 65 cubic feet of space. And then, of course, the mid-row goes down, those captain's chairs. Now, I like the nook for the box of Swedish Twinkies. That's where they're filled with kind of grinded up Swedish fish. You'll also notice the AC vents that we have in the back. This is an air purifier, which is really nice. And then we have switch gear where you could actually lower. Right now I'm lowering the rear of the vehicle, or you could raise it, whatever it is you prefer. Underneath, what do we got going on? A little bit of storage area. You could put, you know, some moon pies, maybe some brownies, maybe you got the munchies because you've been doing something. You could come back here and take care of the munchies. But nicely laid out in the back. Why don't we go ahead though? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go for a drive in this XC90. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 and a half Volvo XC90. I wanted to show you the great camera quality, especially when you're trying to park and get out of your parking spot. The cameras are going to really help you along to give you the ease of getting in and out. One of the things I can't stand about the AC is that unless you're using blower fan speed level 1, the rest of them are all super high, even 2. It's really weird. But let's go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. You're not really lacking for acceleration, and what you could do is, like I showed you, is go into your settings, and that's going to bring up your drive modes and everything. So I'll go ahead and go full power, and that's going to allow me to have the quickest acceleration from that 455 horsepower setup that we have. Getting to the new infotainment system is well within reach. And even though no longer is it flush to the dash, at least it doesn't protrude too high, which is nice. And it's larger, 2 inches larger in size. But visibility is great. You have your head-up display, which really comes in handy just to help you keep your eyesight forward. And then on top of that, having the massage quality to the seats is really wonderful, especially for both you and your passenger up front. But the side mirrors work great. Everything is very easy to see with when you are behind the wheel. But let's go on throttle again. Nobody's behind us. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Very fast shifts from the 8-speed automatic, and the all-wheel drive gets the power to the ground very effectively. What I like about this crossover SUV is that the proportions of the overall size of the vehicle is actually a really good middle ground to where it's not too big and it's not too small. And then of course with the power, man, it's really mind-blowing just how quick this feels and how it is when it comes to acceleration. But the dash still has that same great layout, very, very clean. And the fact that you could have your navigation on the dash so that you could then go into your other settings here to have that set up there. But crazy the way you could bring up YouTube right on the screen. I mean, that to me is pretty insane. And as you can see, the screen is actually very, very easy to use. Let's go into Rady's Rides there. And there we are. Just, you know, like I said, I just wanted to show you some of the touches. Let's bring up the cameras. That, to me, is going to be something very important that people want to see. So you can go into your car settings, and then we could go into your sound, your controls, all those different things very, very easily. And that's one of the things that I like about it. Heated and ventilated seats. I'm going to turn up the ventilation a little bit higher. And just like I said, look how nice the swiping is on the vehicle. It's just really, really easy to use. You can make all your adjustments to how you want everything to be. Could go into your battery usage. Remember, you could hold on to the power, or you could use all the power, and you could adjust the steering. But this thing is gonna surprise you on the acceleration part. Don't be fooled that, you know, you just see 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine. Remember, the electric motor, the all-wheel drive, it all comes together very, very nicely in this vehicle. And with the adaptive air ride suspension and all the other goodies, it really just allows you to take full advantage of everything that it brings. Your parking assist, your pilot assist, I mean, everything just, and I'm getting a massage at the same time. But being able to merge is real easy. You could go into pure. That's going to give us pure EV. So right now, I'm using pure EV. And on the dash, it says 19 miles. So I have 19 miles of range that I could use just electric and not even use a drop of gas. To me, that's the best way to go. It's the most flexible. It doesn't make you get tied to a cord, so to speak. And just really nice to have that option of whether you want to do full electric or if you want to do the combination. You have that option, and you could hold and save the electric range for when you really want it. But they did a good job on the lamination of the glass. That extra sound deadening material I was telling you about really, really comes into play when you are driving in full EV mode. Another thing is you're going to have your regen braking, and the way that you do that is just pull back on the shifter. That's going to allow you to have that regen braking, which is nice. Help you with charging the battery. No one pedal operation or anything like that in this vehicle. But right now we're under full EV. And then if you want to bring everything back together, full tilt boogie, you hit power and you're back in business. So that's the other good bit of news, is that it's very easy to change. You ready? We're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. Jeez, this thing is, it's surprisingly quick. It really, really is, just how quick this thing gets up to speed. And then of course you just can pull back on the shifter and make the regen braking go away. If you don't want to have regen braking, you can have it like I do now. See how it's slowing me down, or you could shut it off. It's very flexible on how you could really tune the whole driving experience in this vehicle to exactly what you want. But right now I'm getting hot, and that means I got to go to level 2. But when I go to blower fan 2, as you can hear, it picks up quite a bit for just level 2. This almost feels like what 3 or 4 should be, to be honest with you. But really smooth, very comfortable. These seats are freaking dynamite, man. They really, really are. They feel great, they look great, and they also help you with looking backwards as well. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of what this 2025 and a half Volvo XC90 is bringing. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways. New filming spot location. We gotta thank everybody at Volvo for getting us access to this press free vehicle. Let me know what you think. Does the XC90 still live up to its name? And do you like the way that this one is spec'd, especially with that T8 plug-in electric hybrid power plant? Let me know in the comment section. If you're new to the channel though and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rides family. Got to give it up to Stephen Flood. He's working out. He's lifting weights right now. He's actually wearing ankle weights and weights around his wrists just to get that extra pump in. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.